Hello.
Afternoon. Hello, Edita. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you, Adis?
Great. Tell us, where are you right now? Oh,
Guess where?
it looks like sun. It looks like beach. It looks like sand. It looks like,
Indeed, very good approach. Greetings from Portugal to you and for everybody who is listening and watching us. Yeah, lucky me today. Lucky
can I
Wednesday.
can I be officially envious for you being in Portugal? Just for the record, officially
Just
envious.
for,
Officially envious in this moment.
exactly.
Hey, the people who are regularly listening to us to our webinar have noticed that we had a month of break, or not too, almost a month. It was 1.5 months since our last webinar,
All right.
and there is a good reason for that. Middle of May. Tell us something about that, Eddie.
What was happened in the middle of May? Okay, we were really busy. We were really busy with our conference, European Collaboration Summit, European Cloud Summit. Both conferences happening together. Over 3,000 people joined us. Of course, even dedicated for Microsoft technologies enthusiasts. And yeah, we did great. Let's say it out loud, Adis. That was really
Yes, let's say out
massive,
loud we did
amazing
great.
event.
It, my problem is at the time the biggest critics of our own events. I'm the one who is the least satisfied in the end. I always have people telling me, "Oh, calm down and shut up," and this was good. But even after this one, I'm saying like, "Wow, this was actually really good." There were a few minor glitches which probably nobody else noticed but us, but zero major glitches. Everybody was happy. It was a really good vibe. People loved it. The official conference rating with our official survey post conference, out of 5 stars, we got the average of 4.85. I think you cannot go much better at from 3,000 people. Need to say, and yeah, I think we did it.
Yeah, we did it perfectly. I'm very glad that yeah, we smashed.
And one of the things that I was almost completely happy with, you know me, it's never completely, almost completely happy with, was actually the registration. And this is why you and me and our people in the team are sitting down thinking, okay, let's actually talk about registration. Especially because both you and me are visiting different events around, and we see different ways of attendee check-in, of badging, of registration queues. I might say that we managed to check in 3,000 people in under, or no, not under, in bit above 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is insane. And nobody was waiting for longer than 4 minutes. 4 minutes was the longest
Waiting
waiting
time.
time in the peak. Usually there was always one registration station free, so people could really just come in, register, and be fine. And we were going to talk about this, and we are going to talk about the options. We are going to talk about the ways how we have done that, but we are not going to talk alone.
Of course. We have today special guests because, as you know, we always invite people from the industry. And today we are introducing Matthias Landthaler, a senior key account and business development manager at Congress Center Düsseldorf. Welcome, Matthias.
Thank you very much, Edita. Hi, Adis. It's lovely to be here on your show. Yeah, let's. I'm actually. You told before that you're in Portugal right now, so I don't know if you speak Portuguese, but I speak
Not yet.
Portuguese. Okay.
Wow.
No, I lived 6 years in Brazil,
Wow.
and that's. But the Portuguese in Portugal is different than the Brazilian.
And I am
So
learning Portuguese now. Really, it's a hobby of mine. I still cannot claim that I speak it. I'm learning Portuguese, but I'm learning Portuguese from Portugal, not Portuguese from
yeah.
Brazil,
Quando
basically.
eu falo português é bem suave. When I speak Portuguese, it's on the Brazilian way. It's very smooth. The Portuguese from Portugal is very like Russian. It sounds sometimes. I
Yeah.
can hardly understand.
So you
But
see,
anyway,
next time we're going to have a webinar in Portuguese, but today we
yeah.
promise we'll stick to English,
Okay,
okay?
that's cool.
So welcome, Matthias. We're
Thank
very
you.
glad. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's like, yeah, it's not my specialty, participant registration. You know, I'm working in the sales department um, for Düsseldorf Congress, but I'm in this industry already for like almost 17 years. I counted. 2007, I entered. Before I was working in the tourism industry. And in sales, you have to travel a lot. You have to attend a lot of meetings all over the world to capture clients. And my responsibility would be getting like corporate events to our premises, to the convention center Düsseldorf. The larger, the better. And if I have the chance to show you a short slide about our premises, I'm
Please do.
gonna
Yes, please. Yes.
share it with you. Hold on a second. There we go. So I don't know if you see it now.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So as you see, we have a quite large convention center. 41. The Congress Center has 41 breakouts. It's over here directly connected to 2 expo halls, and another 16 expo halls directly connected in a football stadium. Actually, we got the Euros here in Düsseldorf. So on Monday there was a game. It was France against Austria. So this is like kind of inside the high security zone. So it's quite exciting these times, you know, with a large Euro competition here. On Friday we have another game. Right now we have an expo going on in Hall 3. So every day there's something going on. And Düsseldorf Congress, where I'm working, is a subsidiary of Messe Düsseldorf, 50%, and 50% of the city of Düsseldorf. And we operate the conference center and market the expo halls for Messe Düsseldorf when they're not having their own big international trade fair shows like Drupa, Medica, and stuff like that. So we find out that the empty slots and try to get like large association congresses, corporate events to our place. As yeah.
So how did we come to Matthias as a guest? Is that first we with our event with European Collaboration Summit, European Cloud Summit, we have been for the first time in Düsseldorf in the CCD and West Düsseldorf in 2021. This was a year that everybody who is in event industry will probably just want to forget, right? And especially we have been like finally the possibility for events was open, and we had our event. And what happened a week before our event is that the Delta wave, so-called Delta wave, was on the peak, and Omicron just appeared in South Africa. We had people, one of our speakers, who was boarding the plane to Germany to come from Johannesburg to Düsseldorf to speak there, and was turned back and said Germany has closed the border, has closed all the flight lines with South Africa. So, and still, with all that situation, the people working with us in the Congress Center Düsseldorf and Mexico were so awesome. We made the best out of it, the most that could have been made. We have also been working with them in 2023, the last year, and I'm happy to say that on this, if you remember now that slide from Matthias, we will have the CCD and the whole one for us the next year for European Collaboration Summit, European Cloud Summit 2025 in Düsseldorf. And that hotel, and that's bordering the stadium, Matthias, which you have just shown the stadium. Margaret yesterday booked the whole hotel. So she booked the whole hotel. The whole hotel is ours.
Yeah, and you can actually walk it so close. You know, it's like
yes.
5 minutes
So
walking.
this is why we when we were thinking about this episode, which is basically going about our experiences with attendee check-in, not only from the our technological point of view, because Eddie and me will probably sometimes have tendency to slip into tech talk and that, but also from somebody who is from many years in the event industry and who knows that from different angles and perspective, which is Matthias. Welcome to this episode, Matthias.
Thank you very much. And as you already told, is we have a different kind of possibilities how to register, and it all depends on the size of the event. Sometimes, at the moment, as I said, we have like a smaller expo, and normally expos, we use like turntables, Messe
Mhm.
Düsseldorf Congress. We don't offer any
Mhm.
participant registration. You have your own supplies to bring in, or you do it by yourself. But then I actually went back there to see how it works for today, and people are coming, registering, and then they're scanned, and then they have
Mhm.
their badge. But normally, when we have like a larger expo like Drupa, people buy their tickets online, get to the place. When there are 10,000 people and more coming per day, then you can use turnstiles. You have different kind of entrances,
Yeah.
just to ease, to really avoid queues. And then you get to your turnstile. Um, uh, there's like a QR code, get scanned, and this turnstile already has like a printer integrated, and prints out your badge. You go through the turnstile, and then you just need to find a lanyard, and then it works. You're already in.
Well,
And
this is very similar to what we actually did in Wiesbaden. I mean,
mm,
there's an old wisdom when you do an event is you can fail on many things, and most of those things are going to be forgiven to you, and people are not going to remember them within 15 days. There are three things where you are properly failing if you fail. One is catering. You are not allowed to fail. If you offer catering, you are not allowed to fail on catering. Um, right?
And you never know because with catering there are so many problems
And you
in the
never know because
meantime.
you don't always have it in your head. You are often dependent on catering partner, which deserves another episode, but that's for another time. That's The second one is program. If you don't have a program, then good program that people will ask, well, it's nice. We had a good chat. We talked. We had a beer or two. We had a glass of wine or two. But why did we actually come? So the program is an important part that you shouldn't be failing on. And the third one, and I not the last, but not the least, but I particularly left for us is check-in. If people are waiting for hours to check in, they are going to come really in the bad mood at your show. If they are for that reason skipping maybe the keynote, and I have seen that, and I have seen that in huge conferences in Orlando, for example, where I have skipped keynote because, and I have been hour and a half before the keynote there to register, and didn't manage to register in hour and a half. And that was on an event organized by the officially largest company in the world, which is Microsoft. So yes, they had 20 some thousand people for Ignite in Orlando, but
But you must be ready
one
for
one
that,
and a
right?
half hours is 1.5 hours. Let's put it that way. And if if that doesn't work, people are going to be in a bad mood from the very beginning, and then it's not easy to bring them back in the good mood. I mean, you can, it's everything's possible, but it stays. It's something that people remember. Oh, this is where we waited 2 hours to enter. This is where the food was bad. This is where the program was really bad, and why did we go there? And so this is really one of the topics where you are not really allowed to fail. And we who are in this industry for a long time, for us it's somehow natural that you think always of the better ways to do the registration. What can we do to optimize it even better? What can we do to make it even smoother? What can we do that people feel even better? But for the majority of the events, uh, I have seen even technology events still writing paper badges with the marker. What's your name, Matthias? Matthias, welcome.
mm,
This takes time. This you can do with 55 people.
Mhm.
When you go over 100, you cannot do that anymore.
but isn't it? It's all about planning. The right planning to know your customers, your clients, know how many people arrive at what time, to plan ahead. To really. So if you do that, then you know what if you need like more self-registering terminals, or you send out the batches in advance. I think if you prepare yourself, like the organizer, normally it should work out fine. It's all about the right preparation and knowing your clients, to avoid this, I
True,
would say.
true, but a lot of people. I mean, I have seen this because as run events, I speak very often with the event organizers. One of the biggest fears in life is fear of change. People think we have been always doing it like this. This is like there's no better way. We know how to do this, and even if there's something, it's insanely expensive, and none of those both arguments are valid. It's not insanely expensive. This is actually with today's technology, it's actually becoming relatively affordable, not relatively, pretty affordable, and relatively easy to implement. And this fear of change, in my opinion, is something which holds the people the most back to do something. And when you say planning, you are completely right. But even with the best planning, I'm coming back again on the Microsoft Orlando, Ignite Orlando in 2000, I think 16 or 17. I'm not sure which one of those years. I'm pretty sure that Microsoft did the best planning they could, and yet it happened. But
yeah, that's why I'm a fan of like printing home badges. That as an organizer, you register online, you maybe have an app and stuff like that, but like 2 weeks or 1 week before, all the exhibitors, all the participants get their badge sent at home. You print it out, in color, because maybe you have like some kind of differences, supplier, buyer, VIP, press. And then you arrive at the event, and then you have this kind of certain hours. Exhibitors already arrive a day earlier. They already get in, and so not everyone comes at the same time. But with your badge already printed, and I have an example actually. This is the one I printed out for everybody, like as an exhibitor at IMEX Frankfurt. And then it's like a normal paper in A4, and then you fold it, and then you have it double-sided, and then you go there, enter, get something like that. I know you don't like plastic, but
no,
nobody likes plastic.
Okay, I
You
have
can recycle it.
questions.
And then you put it in, and then you have already everything, and so especially for larger crowds.
Eddie.
Yes, I do have a question, Matthias, because to be honest, I never got my badge via post, because this is how I understood, right? That every
No,
participant.
email.
Email, okay, it's via
Yeah.
email. Okay. And then I have to print out this badge by myself, right? I
Mhm.
mean, like this piece of paper. So we must assume that everyone has a printer at home, or at least any possibility
Yeah,
to print
it's
it out.
normally
And
it's like the enterprise, right? You're printing it not at home.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
asking about this. And
And
this plastic part and the lanyard,
you
it's on
get
the
there.
register. You get there.
Yeah.
You don't have to, because it's like a standard one that when you fold it the right way, there's like instructions. So everybody can do it right, and then you fold it the right way. If you forget it, for example, then you can print it out there again. But most of them, it's part of my preparations. When I
Okay.
prepare.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
This is interesting. I never had that one before.
We
So
had that
for me, it's a
actually
very
for
new experience. Yes,
ETL.
but others.
We had this for ETL in London. Yes, this is new, but I was taking a step back, Eddie. We are again very far advanced in thinking how to make check-in smoother, how to have less queues, how to do this. We are forgetting that the standard for 80% of the conferences is pre-printing badges with printed
Exactly.
names, putting
Exactly.
them in the cardboard boxes, and
And
searching
checking
for the
by
names when the
the
people
alphabetical
arrive.
order.
So Matthias Landthaler, L, LA, LA, LAN. And this is assuming that everybody knows alphabet. And then you will remember that we had a situation where we have seen people who don't know alphabet, and which make things more difficult. So, but I get the reasons for that. Everything else, even with the checking, for example, because what you want to do is not only to hand out badge, you actually want somebody's to register somebody's registration. So I want to know when, okay, Matthias has pre-printed his badge at home on his own printer and also fine, or in the company, in the office, doesn't really matter. He printed it somewhere. But I want to know that he actually entered the premises, that he has been at the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it still requires technology to actually let the people in. What I always hear as the argument, and I'm going to call that, I'm going to call that with the Team Blue, the people who pre-print badges, is to say nothing can go wrong because you are completely offline. I will find Matthias, I will hand out Matthias' badge, and I will find his name in a pre-printed list, and put a check mark that Matthias has entered, and maybe even the date and time Matthias entered. Pen and paper and manual searching. I see the appeal. I'm not saying that there is no appeal, but in my opinion, this solution does not scale. Where you have more than 1,000 people, this does not scale. This is not going to work. Then you are getting the queues. And one of the mistakes that Microsoft made, in my opinion, they tried to scale that on 20,000 people. And that was simply not working. I don't know how you see it. Matthias, you wanted to say something.
No, actually, I'm still, I'm the big fan of that. So there is a QR code on it. So you go there, and of course, they want to know if you entered the hall or not. So they're hostess, and then they scan it, and then every time you get out or get in, So you're perfectly right that this will be, for me right now, 2024. This is it, to avoid any queues, especially for larger crowds. But it's all about expectations, people, if it's like 50 people, then it's perfectly fine to pre-print it, maybe you go there and you have a little chat. It's so important to have this communication also, if I just imagine the future, it's all digital. Actually, soon nobody is talking to someone anymore, because it's like you have it all on your cellular phone. Everybody looks in the cellular phone. There are registration counter without anybody anymore. So it could go 3-day conference and you never talk to someone.
I'm not sure, but why are you coming to the conference then? You are going to conference to talk.
Yeah, that's it.
We are just trying to make it smoother.
That's right. By the way, I did pre-printing many years back for my community event in Poland for Microsoft community, and my biggest pain was the fact that that was the free event. So we were getting a lot of registrations, but not many people were joining. So let's say that's 30-50% people were joining the conference, and we were spending a lot of money to pre-print the badges, and that was the waste. It was something what I really didn't like with pre-printing the badges in advance.
And again, Eddie, you have made an argument that for multiple thousand people, that not everybody has a printer at home. Fair assumption?
I don't.
With the tech people, most will do. You don't. And we are coming now to what I call a Team Red, on-site printing, or I would not even say on-site printing. I would say on-demand printing. And when I say on-demand printing, it can be on-demand at Matthias' home, in Matthias' office, or if Matthias has not got the printer, then on the on-demand printing when you enter the premises. Now with this is if you do on-demand printing, you need to. There are multiple ways how to do that. You can do self-service check-in. You can do assisted check-in, staff check-in, where somebody is going to help you. Just like similar, like if you go to the modern shops, you can self-check out on the payment on the
Right,
counter,
right,
automatic
right.
counter.
Hmm.
But there's always somebody there to help you if you have some kind of an issue,
That's correct.
if
Hmm.
you cannot be found or whatever. And the third and the last instance in this case would actually be the support desk. Somebody's badge hasn't been found. A person didn't properly register. On our number, on 3,000 people, we will always have some people who are for the support desk. And I did analysis after that. We had 50 support cases on 3,000 people, which in my opinion it's
Nothing.
1%. It's pretty decent number. So there also wasn't such a stress on the support counter. So you also
Hmm.
need to see that, because this is where you are forming the bottleneck on the end, is the support counter in this case. But then again, it is the thinnest bottleneck. It's the thinnest part. The most of people, so ideally, as I see it now, would be that you pre-print at home on yourself and get a certain percentage of the people who are like Matthias with that.
Hmm.
People
Mm.
who don't want or cannot to do that, you try to accept with the self-service check-ins. And if I may share something now, let me just find this. This is how it looked. Anto, can you share the screen for me? Anto is our wizard in the background. He does everything. Okay. Share the screen. Share the screen. This needs to be this screen. Right. So this was our setup, how it was working, in Wiesbaden. Basically, we have used, and this is where I'm now talking. This is not even expensive. You can easily rent this for a normal price. There are companies in Germany, there are companies in Netherlands, there are companies in England doing that in a very professional way. At least I know for those three countries. I'm pretty much sure that you can find this everywhere. And we have basically rented the Microsoft Surface tablets and Zebra printers for this. And average registration time on this self-service check-ins was 8 seconds. I have actually, so this is not a professional video. Please don't nail me on this. This is me doing it with an iPhone camera, and this is pretty much how fast this was going. You would just show the ticket QR code, and you would smile, of course.
I'm afraid that I don't see that video. Matthias, do
Oh,
you see, or it's
No,
just
I don't
my?
see it.
Okay,
But I
maybe
saw
it's
it
just
before.
the
I saw it
wrong.
in a post.
Yeah,
So I was amazed, and actually I experienced it myself. When
so
markets
yeah,
so, we,
just for
received me.
our lovely audience to see.
so for some reason technology is not working for us right now, and you cannot see the video. Doesn't matter. So this was the
Doesn't
video
matter.
where one of our attendees is registering in 8 seconds with this machine. Basically, all you needed to do is to show the QR code, which you have got with your ticket, to this part here on the screen, and 8 seconds later you would have had your badge. What you don't see here in this photo, I'm going to try to find another photo with that one.
If you want to show the badge, I have it with me.
Oh,
Oh
great.
yeah,
You see,
beautiful.
Yeah, actually,
Matthias has got.
I
Matthias has
collected
got.
in the past. I collected many badges. I threw them all away, but this I kept.
Thank
And
you very much.
yeah, and I was amazed. It's how it got printed out that quick, and probably from that 3,000 people, and 50 didn't work, right? Probably the
Yeah.
cellular phone was out of battery or something like that, or
No, this is where the tickets were. So we have. I'm not going to go into details. We have this possibility in the software of the late registration. So basically, the company buys 10 tickets early, and then they need to put the names of the people sometimes before the conference. Why they do that? To save some money on the early bird prices or whatever. Use last year's budget to buy this year's tickets. Doesn't matter. Some of them basically forgot to tell who is coming. So we had one of the huge German companies, DAX member, one of the early DAX founders, if you want, who bought 20 tickets but forgot to tell us who those 20 people are.
yeah.
So
and that's the challenge of online registration, right?
This was basically the largest support case where we need to say, yeah, this is it. We are now putting the names A, B, C, D, and those are those people. Um, this is basically where we have where those things happen. If the QR code is shown, we have. This is actually now we are going to do some tech talk here, but this is actually it depends a lot on the light premises in we had ideal light premises here, but if we wouldn't have, we had a plan B, and those are those devices which you can mount, and basically you scan your badge with this. This works always. The only issue is it takes more place on the table. So we were like, okay, the light conditions are ideal. We can do without barcode scanners, and we really did. We had out of 3,000 people, I guess, almost 2,700 use self-service registration. Those who didn't were mainly sponsors and speakers.
Because they're tech-savvy guys, and but just imagine people without a cellular phone, or it really didn't go, this kind of challenge to register online. Some people really have problems with that still. Elderly people. I'm in this kind of age. I start to have problems sometimes. Doing that stuff that my son with 11 years doesn't like that.
You are my age. We are not old.
But still, this you have to keep in mind too. That's why this hybrid possibility where you have to cover all the situations. Most of the delegates do it right. They already bring their QR code on the cellular phone, but there's still those that need help maybe on these machines, because where to put it, the QR code, and then it didn't work. Then you have this kind of troubleshooting counter. I think you have to prepare everything like that.
Yes, and this is why I said the hybrid approach. I mean, think of it really. We are like just like a sales funnel. You have the most people on the top, right? And if we go with self pre-printing, and now I'm really doing the commercial in our own for our own software. If you now I'm putting my serious sales voice. If you use run events, you can use all of those possibilities. We as a software can support all of that. I would go now with self-service pre-printing at home. What you did. Honestly, the only thing that was keeping me away of doing that, because in Germany I could not have found paper badge holders, because plastic would be a really, really hard sell for our company. I think you wouldn't find a single person in our company who would say, yes, go with plastic. Out of 25 people, I think not a single one would go for that. That was holding me. I'm going to try to share my screen once more, just for a second. What I have found now, it's an EU company, Spanish company, who is doing. Let me just share my screen. Who is doing? This? Can you see my screen now? Right. Who is doing paper badge holders?
Yes. Very nice.
And
wow.
we are not affiliated with them at any. I don't even know the people, but what I saw, I love it, and this is why I'm showing it. And for example, you can take one of those badges. It can be double-sided or single-sided, or with double window, and then you can do double-sided badges, Matthias, as you have just shown. Shown a second ago.
That's perfect. That fits exactly.
Yeah.
In there, and we had that in Barcelona,
exactly.
IBTM, I remember.
And
so I think this is very sustainable.
Yeah, and this is what we are going to go for the next year. In the meantime, we had a question from Brigitte. We had a question from Brigitte. I'm seeing it here on a side. Is how many check-in points with the printers would you suggest for an exhibition anticipating 500 attendees? So Brigitte, from our experience, we had for 3,000 people, what we had was 12 self-service check-ins, and we had 4 check-in counters with the girls and boys helping, taking over those people who would have some struggles with technology, whatever. And I need to say, those 4 girls and boys were mainly standing there without anything to do. So the system worked that well that they were. I was talking to one of the girls there. She said, like, I had 7 registrations today. So this is like basically nothing. But you still need to have them. And we had, as I said, around 50 cases at the support desk, mainly with the people whose tickets were not. So if you want to scale it down to 500 attendees, I would say, I mean, you cannot just divide it. You cannot go with 2 stations. But I would say that 4 or 5, maybe 5 stations with 100 people per station would be perfectly sufficient.
Yeah, and of course it depends how long the registration is open, right? If you have just 1 hour, then maybe 5. If there's like 1 hour and a half, then 4 should be really sufficient.
So
I fully
we,
agree.
as a Run Events, are now supporting conference, which is really interesting. It's also an IT conference, who are opening registration on the day before at 3 p.m. A very interesting concept, because a lot of people are coming the day before anyway for the hotel to be there in the time and everything. And if they're already there, they were like, yeah, okay, let's do the registration.
And let's check the venue.
So I mean,
at the hotel, you could do.
Or in the hotel, yeah. This is actually
like
one of
you
my.
put up a counter there if you have a headquarter hotel.
This is one of my next points. Definitely, Matthias, we are coming to that one. We have a question, or maybe mainly a remark from Amin. Some of the event organizers are also eliminating the badge holders, connecting the lanyards to printed badge directly. True, Amin. I don't know. Do you see my badge from the Collaboration Summit? It's exactly what we did. It's exactly what Matthias has shown. There is no badge holder at all. Where you need badge holders is definitely if you are doing pre-printing at home, because it's still a normal thin paper, 80-gram paper, and if you would somehow try to punch the hole through that, it would probably not hold. And this is why you go for badge holders for those people who pre-print at home. I don't know if this other than that, this is a normal, I think, 300-gram paper which we used for this has been actually printed at this support desk. We are coming to the hardware topics in a second, and this lasted 3 days without any issues. Didn't even get scratched. So Amin is completely right in this part. There is no need to do this, except in the case that Matthias is advocating here for. But okay, we are coming to our next point definitely, and we transitioned into that. What hardware to use? Now this is an interesting topic. I am going now to try to present the case, and I will leave everybody to decide what can be used. You definitely need a computer and a printer. It's the minimum that you need for that. You might need an barcode scanner, something like this. Or there are even stationary scanners which can be mounted to the table, so it's just basically stands there on the table and you just do this. And if you really want to go high end, you can basically build the whole kiosk where it all looks like a completely space shuttle kiosk to do this. Top tip: there is nothing in that kiosk that I didn't tell you already. What's in that kiosk is a computer, a printer, and a scanner. So that's basically what's in the kiosk. You just put a nice cover on that. The printer, okay, if you start with computer, I'm somebody who thinks that everybody should have a liberty to choose and everything. With computer, just do me one favor. I know there are other options. Go for Windows. Not because I'm a Microsoft MVP or whatever. There's a very simple and prosaic reason for that. The Windows is the only operating system that can print. iOS, Android, macOS, they cannot print. The only other operating system that can print is Linux, but guess what? There are no drivers for Linux, for the printer that you want to have. So that leaves you basically with Windows. We have used Microsoft Surface tablets for that. There are alternatives. There are HP tablets which do the same. There are Lenovo tablets which do the same. We have bought our own equipment. You can get refurbished Microsoft Surfaces in a really good condition for like 300 euros a piece. Now I'm saying this game is not expensive. You are not paying with the last cow and the last sheep for this equipment. This is actually very affordable. The much bigger issue is decision about printers. And this is very much an ideological issue, if you want. There are few ways how you can solve it. You can use basically labels. So label sticker printer. You pre-print the whole badge in your favorite print shop, and you just put the labels on that. That can be also done in self-service. I have been at a conference in Germany which have done that. However, there was a lot of people being a bit stressed with having to put labels themselves on the badges. So I'm not sure if that would be the best possible idea. But that's a budget solution. Those label printers, they cost between 70 and 100 euros a piece. So they're really cheap. Then again, they can only print black and white labels. So you need to pre-print the badges before that, and you just put the labels. The second options, which we have been using, which you can see on the photo in Wiesbaden, are the Zebra badge printers. They're a bit more expensive. They're like 450 euros a piece, so they cost a bit more. But this is still in the payable norm. They look nice. This is the badge that Matthias has shown. Matthias, maybe you can show it once more. However, we have also pre-printed the badge, the template before. The template was pre-printed, and the only what we have been printing is the black part. Now, what's the challenge with that? If you want to have badges in different designs for different categories of people, you cannot achieve that with Zebra, because they are all the same. You feed the paper once in the printer, and the paper that you fed in the printer is the paper is going to be printed on. You don't have much of a choice there. So what we did is, for example, I don't know what's written on Matthias. I think probably master pass that you have got.
I did the regular ticket.
You had collapse.
Regular.
So we will regular ticket. So we will just print in the big letters what's the ticket type. If you want to have different designs for different badge papers, for different badges, let's say we had purple for the organizers, we had the magenta for the Collab Summit, orange for the sponsors and exhibitors, red for the speakers, etc. You would need to go for the full color printers, which can print the whole badge at once, like this. Then you don't care about colors. The most popular printer which does that is the Epson 3500. They are good, but they have really two major drawbacks. And one is those printers itself are relatively bulky. So they take space on the registration desk, which you say. And when the ink is gone, because those are inkjet printers, they need to print the color. You need to change the ink, which is also not a problem. You will usually have a technician there who is going to change that. But Epson 3500 has a famous drawback that it takes 10 minutes to get awake after you change the color. So you're basically 10 minutes without a registration station when you change an ink on one of those printers. So what we did, we used Zebras for the self-service. This is the badge that Matthias has got, and we have used Epsons on the support desk, because support desk had to be able to print any badge. Sponsor badge, speaker badge, attendee badge, VIP badge, doesn't really an organizer badge. So this is where we used Epsons. And this is where we didn't care that printers are a bit larger, that printers are, and of course, those Epsons cost also a bit more. They are 2,000 euros a piece. That's also which needs to be accounted for. So we are again coming back talking about all of that. We are again coming back to the hybrid approach, Matthias.
Mm. But the one badge you have in your hand is the one printed out with the Epson, right?
This is with the Epson. This is Epson, Epson's 3500.
And it's also different paper, right?
It's a different paper. It absolutely has a different paper. It's basically the system is the same, but yeah, and they are a bit slower. This needs to be said. Huge issue with this one, and I'm now talking from the experience, is getting the special paper which you need to those printers. If you are in Germany, you're going to have issues the same way we had the issues. Good news, we are speaking now to one German paper manufacturer, which is actually in Düsseldorf, very close to Düsseldorf. And we are probably on the way to convince them to take these kind of papers in their production program. Paper for Epson like this can be get in Netherlands. And the paper for zebras, the easiest way is to get them from the United Kingdom in Europe. If you have questions about that, how to get that paper, it took me time to figure it all out. Ping us on LinkedIn, an email, whatever. We are ready to share all the info with you and all the addresses and all the place where you can get this. But you don't need to go through all of that we went through to actually find paper suppliers for the badges. It sounds crazy and insane in 2024 that you would have an issue to find a paper supplier for badges, but it really was the case. However, if you are in Germany, probably from the next year, we will be able to provide you with that paper through one paper manufacturer in Düsseldorf region, actually. But yes, there you are.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I have another thing. As I'm a participant, for me, the most important would be maybe not the paper. If it's not like that, I discovered that this was kind of roundish. But you told me it's because of the thermal paper. But what I think would be like name and company's name, to have like big letters, it's also the size of the lanyards, because I want to meet people. I want to don't always look down and go close to see the name, especially when I'm in the industry where I know a lot of people, but most of them I can't remember.
Names.
Yeah, that's it. And it's an awkward situation, if you meet and you talk, and then you're like, what was the name again? And then you have to always look at the badge instead of looking in the eyes, And,
is that not large enough, if I may ask, on the
badge?
No,
it's a perfect. It's like it is.
Yes.
But in general, I think this is something an organizer has to always have a look, to really have the company's name and the name and the size of the lanyards. If it's a little higher, you don't have to always look down too much.
That's right. Yeah,
these are this kind of things that I discovered very useful as a participant. Especially when you want to get to know people,
So Anto, I think I figured out why the video was not working. I'm going to try to share this video again. Let's give it another try.
Let's give another try, and then we can have a look for more questions. Adi's just letting
of course.
you know.
We are anyway coming to the main main. Just leave me a second. Present. Let me try this now. I hope this is visible now.
It's loading. Yeah. Okay.
So this is one of our attendees. I asked for permission if I can film. This is me filming with the iPhone camera, so the quality is not the best, but it will do. So this is basically how this was working. In the moment when the computer reads the QR code, until the badge, it's the same badge that Matthias has shown us, is literally 8 seconds. One thing before we leave. Now, I don't have issues with paying money for the things, but I have issues with paying insane money for some things. You see, this is called badge box. What you see here under the printer. You can find badge boxes made for badges for 120 euros a piece, which are metal boxes which look exactly like this. And I was like, I'm not paying that money. I found this in IKEA and ordered it online for 8 euros a piece. They're wooden.
And how many badges fit in?
250, which is exactly how much you get in one batch of the badges in one size of badges. This is literally IKEA. I can post somewhere was the product name, but this was like €8 a piece. So again, this is not an expensive game. You just need to be willing to play the game to make this easier for the people. And this is, I would close the hardware topic now and leave it to Eddie. Let's talk about the Q&A. You can buy those fancy kiosks. You can buy them on Alibaba. They cost like €1,000 a piece. What you are getting inside is screen mounted, touch screen, some printer mounted. I'm not sure which one, and it's basically batch box mounted. We didn't go for that. You have seen that we have just took normal counters basically and placed everything on the counters. That worked really nicely, and it's easier to maintain. If the paper is gone, you don't need to open some back doors of those kiosks to fill in the paper or whatever. It's basically just there. But just for fun, I was talking to our local carpenter here in Bingen am Rhein, in Germany, where I live, and I asked him, okay, what would be your price? To build me this, I'm giving you exact dimensions of the screen, of the printer, because this printer mouth needs to go out, to stick out, and everything. And he was like, yeah, maybe 200-300 a piece. So go to your local carpenter. They're going to build you better stuff for much less money. This is another life-saving tip and money-saving tip from mine. And I'm going to close this one. Edita is laughing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you found such a great replacement from IKEA. So
Yeah,
I haven't heard
really
this story.
This really was
So this
our local IKEA here, and in Wiesbaden actually. I found it on their website, went there and bought those things. So
Fantastic.
this is really how easy that is.
Life hack.
Life hack, money hack, however
Exactly.
you want to call that.
Okay.
Eddie,
Yes, we have some comments from our Anto. He said that there are a few persons who are commenting on LinkedIn. Is it really useful and productive to use Run Events platform for an event for under 200 people with 10 speakers? And what would be the pricing for such a setting? This is a question we got. Very
okay.
concrete one.
Now, I actually didn't plan this to be a sales webinar, but if somebody is asking directly, I'm actually going. And hello, Hazim. I remember Hazim. He was one of our attendees in Wiesbaden. Minimal price for Run Events, because which includes setup and everything, and but includes really everything, including mobile app and registration software and whatever. Is €3,500 for up to 500 attendees. This is our minimal price. We start with €3,500, and then it increases for the events with the larger attendees. We had events from 100 attendees to events. The largest one we did was 9,000 attendees until now. It works perfectly from 100 to 9,000. We can say easily. I didn't expect sales questions.
Another question, are you working to integrate facilities reduction vouchers for hotels for Run Events?
The hotels are a whole different topic, which we need, which we will start working on, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen this year. But definitely integrating some kind of hotel management is on our radar. But it's not coming like in the next few months. It's probably coming in the next 1 or 2 years, but not in the next few months. It is an important topic, but it's a large topic. Before that, we will be more integrating service partners like caterers, like booth builders, like tech partners, like everybody else, to offer them also a platform to communicate with the event organizers, event professionals, and this kind of stuff.
Good, cool.
Okay. If there are no other questions from our attendees, I've got a question to both of you. And I think I know Matthias' answer, and I think I'm going to tend to agree with Matthias. But yesterday, I had a demo call And the person has asked me about digital badges. The question, why paper at all? Possible, we do offer digital badges. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of digital badges. I know paper-based is a paper-based, I know, but Matthias had a crucial point 5 minutes ago. I don't want to try to remember how somebody is called, especially if I didn't meet somebody before. And then, especially, don't get me wrong, we are in the global world. I meet people from New Zealand and Japan to USA, and there are names in some of the languages which are difficult for me to pronounce, to remember, and to pronounce. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just human how it is. I need to see somebody's name, if possible, without too much staring in the badge, as Matthias just said.
But how would a digital badge look like? It's not it's a badge.
It's
like
basically an app. It's basically part of an app. I
Mhm.
can show you how it looks with run events. Do I have any one of those? I need to add one to my wallet. So with run events, you can add digital badges from the app into the wallet. So you don't even need to power up the app. You just use Apple Wallet or Google Wallet or whatever you are.
So you're running around with your cell phone open and to connect maybe with others, or
so connecting is easier because connecting we use just NFC, basically phone to phone. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's easy to connect. That really is a technically easily solvable problem. But digital badge would look something like that. It's written okay. In wallet, it looks even better because in wallet it's written Addis Hugo European Collaboration Summit, and then there's a QR code, and then we do have NFC just to tick, basically to connect person to person. But do you want to walk around like this?
No, please. I love digitalization, but it's too much. And you know that I'm very digital, Addis.
I know. We have this topic every year. And each time we are all like, no, we are not doing this.
Yeah. We are human beings, and as Matthias said, I also don't remember all the names, and I really love to see at least the name of such a person working with the mobile phone. Can you imagine 3,000 people working like that on the expo hall?
Yeah, I think in the future it's more like AI is ruling. So just imagine nobody needs to show any phone anymore to to enter the premises, because you get scanned, like in the airport. You have your passport, and then the biometrical, your face gets scanned, and maybe this is already this kind of entrance in the future.
When did you travel to USA the last, Matthias?
Last year.
Okay, I was now in April there, and in Dallas airport, and I'm very person who is very much pro digitalization, just like Eddie said. This was spooky as hell. I did not show my passport. I did not show anything. I went, and it was not security control. It was not police. It was not border control. It was normal check-in. So airline. I just stood there. There was a camera, small screen under the camera, and the camera is saying, "Hello, Alice, you are checked in." How and why does United know my face? I need to say I was not very much fan of that. I really was not fan of that. I repeat, this was not police. I could understand police and passport and everything. We are speaking gate checking. This is not the case in Europe yet, at least thankfully. And I think it will be very much against GDPR, but it was spooky.
But we're probably going in that kind of direction, and that's why I'm still the old school guy, I like to meet people, and I like to have something in my hand and show, and I think it needs to have this kind of combination, all this kind of digitalization, AI. It's good, but we're still human beings, so
yes.
This is the most important too.
So I guess you both are against digital badges.
That way, yes.
Thought so. Me too. Me too. We are on the same page here, and I think we are exactly on time to close this. To this episode. Matthias, thank you very much. This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Lovely. Thank you having me here, and looking forward to next year in Düsseldorf.
Definitely. We will be coming, or at least I will be coming few, because Eddie is not living in Germany. I am. I will be coming few more times before the actual conference to deal with the various things, so we can grab a coffee or a beer somewhere when the next time I'm in Düsseldorf.
That would be awesome. Looking forward to it. And hopefully see you, Edita, also soon.
Yes,
I don't know.
She will be there. She will be there latest in
I'll be there.
Düsseldorf. Don't worry. She will be there.
All right.
Beautiful.
Latest
It
in
was a
Düsseldorf.
pleasure, Matthias.
It was a pleasure myself. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you, everybody.